Welcome back to the channel, guys. I'm Sheldon and this is Behind the Enthusiast. Today we are jumping back into Harley-Davidson's new models, and well, for those of you who aren't aware, there is a brand new model which is part of the Icons collection, and this one we are going way back into the 1950s for the 2024 Hydra-Glide revival. Now, keep in mind, this is an Icons Collection model, which is the fourth model in the lineup. We've had one every single year, starting with the Electra-Glide Revival. Then we had the El Diablo. Then we also had the Highway King. We actually had two colors there. And then we have this one. And this is a modern recreation of a custom 1956 FLH. Yes, you heard me right, FLH, as in touring model. However, the Hydra-Glide Revival is based off of the Softail platform, essentially a Softail heritage classic, if you will. However, definitely a lot better, a lot of unique features on this thing. And if we actually go back in time and take a look at what Harley is referencing for this model, in the 1950s, Harley came out with the 74 cubic inch panhead powertrain with the Hydra-Glide telescopic front end. Now, this also included some pretty sweet color schemes with the two-tone slash paint scheme. That's what you guys will see on the side of the gas tank, that slash cut of the white. And then you have kind of that V-style emblem on the gas tank as well, which is very deceiving because when you walk by it, it kind of looks black and it kind of looks chrome, but it is pretty much just solid chrome. It's very reflective. It picks up a lot of the light. And this bike definitely is something you need to see in person. It looks really, really nice. Now, if we go back to 1949, Harley introduced the Hydra-Glide front end, the telescopic front end, and now they're claiming 75 years later to have this revival of this particular model. And again, FLH, is a touring model, much like an Electra-Glide, Street Glide, or whatever. However, this is off of the Softail platform. So keep that in mind when you guys are trying to associate that recreation from back in the 1950s. Now, again, this is, for me personally, to be completely honest, this thing looks really, really cool. And the fact that they're going back into the 1950s is really nice because I like a lot of the models prior to 1956. Now, obviously, we're going back into the Springer era. I'm talking front end and the hardtail rear end with the Springer seats. That's kind of my go-to nowadays after discovering Wheels Through Time YouTube channel. If you guys don't know who that is, check them out. It's a museum in the US. Such amazing bikes. I found them, I would say, a little over a month ago, and yeah, about a month and a half ago. And so I totally understand the nostalgia being brought back. And with the Icons collection now having a fourth model, which is digging back into the 1950s, I'm really hoping that they dig even further back into, let's say, the 1930s or even the 40s, or if they can dig way, way back, 1910, 1920s, whatever it may be. But the further they go back and the further they dig up these old nostalgic bikes and colors and schemes and body lines and these really unique designs, the more I am all for it. Now, for those of you who are not convinced yet with all of this history and all of these cool ideas going on, let's talk about why you should consider buying one of these. Now, For $30,499, you can get one of these. Now, keep in mind, there is only 1,750. 1750. So not even 1,800 of these going to be produced, and they are going to have this really elegant chrome finish all throughout the bike, and it is going to be in red line red with birch white. Now, red line red looks absolutely stellar, and to be completely honest with you guys, that is the best color of red this year. We also had that red rock, which not a huge fan of. However, most of the bikes that I see are in the showroom. If you pull them outside in the sun, they probably look a lot better. Now, Redline Red, only color, unlike the Highway King, where we had two colors of the orange, hi-fi orange, and the magenta, which is pink. So we only have one color to choose from, which is not a bad deal whatsoever. The engine, I know you guys were probably, if you have a first glance at this model, you're going to be thinking, there's no numbers. This is a very clean looking bike. You're going back to, the 1950s, so 1956. That, as far as I can remember, that is the panhead era. And so with the cases and everything on the bikes back then, they were very smooth, very round, didn't really have a whole lot of decoration to them. And me personally, I love this. I don't like too much going on. And chrome really suits this bike. And so the engine is a 114, just so you guys know. So tons of power. We've got that monoshock because, again, it is based off of the Softail platform. Essentially, this is a very spruced up heritage classic. Now, keeping that in mind, you're going to have the same features as well. So you're going to have ABS and cruise control, security, all standard. And the little intricate details on the seat and the saddlebag, I believe they're called conchas or conchos, and these things, they just add that icing to the cake, a little cherry on the top, and the colors and everything, it just pops. It looks really, really well put together. This bike is really, really nice. And if you guys need another reason to have me convince you to consider buying one of these, if you're in the market for a heritage classic or even any Softail model for that matter, obviously you're going to be looking at this bike and think, well, yeah, red is my color. The windshield has a bit of that faded red in it as well, so it ties in very nicely. Lots of clean lines, nice chrome, nothing gaudy on it. It looks really well put together. And when you compare it to the Heritage Classic, say in chrome trim with, not my favorite color, but red rock and vivid black, just for comparison's sake, so we're kind of comparing, apples to apples, essentially. This is as close as you're going to get. The price difference, wait for it, is a mere $1,900. Now, this is Canadian, so keep that in mind for any of my American viewers. $1,900, less than $2,000, you get a numbered bike, one of 1,750 of these models. Now, that is a really good deal. I don't know about you guys, but if you are looking for something very unique, something that is going to be very rare, something that a lot of people are not going to have except for you, well, this is the way to go about doing that. $2,000 to have a special numbered bike. To me, that's a no-brainer. If I was looking at getting a Heritage Classic and this model was available in the dealership and my color was red, or I just happen to like red over some of the other ones that are available, especially that red rock, again, not a huge fan of it, I would definitely pay an additional $1,900. And maybe there's a promo going on at your dealership. Maybe they can sweeten the deal a little bit for you to make it that much more of an easier decision. And, well, I think I've sold you guys on this one, because I looked at it, I crunched the numbers, I looked at all the features, I compared it to legitimately some of the older models from the 1950s, and there, if you Google it, you will actually find an exact copy of this bike on Google using their images, and it looks just like piece for piece, except it is very modern, has a 114 motor. I mean, yeah, it's going to be so refined, and it's going to be a lot easier to get parts for it now because it's been so modernized, you know, recreated, and this thing is sweet. I personally wouldn't buy one just because I'm not in the market for a bike right now, and plus I have a few plans coming up for you guys, so you guys are going to have to sit tight and wait for my own personal builds to be coming up on the channel. Yes, I said builds. I'm not the type of person who go out and just buy something. I like to build something. I like to have it created in my own image, something where I come up with this crazy idea and show it off to people and just say, hey, this is what is possible. And Harley-Davidson, well, they're a very inspirational brand, and they took a really cool old bike, brought it back to life, revived it for 2024 in the form of the Hydra-Glide revival. And I think this is a huge reminder for you guys that old bikes can be really cool and look so well put together. And again, less than $2,000 to upgrade from a heritage classic to a numbered bike. Great deal. If you guys are interested in buying one of these things, contact your local dealership. And if you guys have made it to the end of this video, now is your chance to leave a comment down below. What are your thoughts on the Hydra-Glide revival? Let me know down below in the comments. Let me know your thoughts. Do you like it? Do you not like it? What do you like about it, and what don't you like about it? And if you don't think that the price difference is a big enough reason, what would be? And in terms of revivals, what would you guys like to see added to the Icons collection next year for 2025? So if you guys like this video, make sure to smash that like button so I know that it's working. And of course, be sure to subscribe so you guys don't miss out on future content on the channel. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.